Um, okay, so there was a tweet in which he was praising a cinematographer, not the cinematographer of Black Adam, and below that, a fan who goes by at the Geek of Steel, he tweeted,
Mhm.
"Heroes, can't wait for this movie. I don't care if there are no cameos in it, but if there are, dot dot dot." There was a picture with Superman and Black Adam, um, those both crests, and that was Henry Cavill Superman. And The Rock quote tweeted that, going out of the way, quote tweeting that, and said, "From back in the day when I was wrestling in flea markets for $40, $40 a match," he said $40 bucks, all the way to now, I've learned to always listen to the audience because they will always lead you to where you need to go. I hear you, and I always got you." And he winked. And hashtag Black Adam. Dude, I'm telling you, this is probably the closest. He has quote tweeted and liked and replied to Superman stuff before, related to Black Adam, but this is probably the closest he came to teasing Superman in the movie, because this is a direct quote tweet for Superman related
Mhm.
stuff. And he literally in here says, "I hear you and I always got you." Once again, let me remind you, this is The Rock we are speaking about, the wrestling hype man. So it could just be that he is teasing a very minute thing, a presence of Superman in the movie, maybe. Um, because, again, this is The Rock. It's his job to market the movie. But he didn't have to go out of his way to do this specifically, because this is very direct, based on the things he said here. So let me ask you this. How
Okay.
likely do you think Henry Cavill will show up in the movie?
Considering that Cavill and The Rock are friends, they have the same agent, and the fact is, The Rock was known in WWE as the People's Champion.
Mm-hmm.
He always listens to the people. I would say I would give it a good 65 to 70% chance we will see Henry wear the suit again.
See, if this was any other company, any other franchise, we would have said 99% or 100%. But since this is
Oh
the
yeah,
WB DCEU, we're like maybe 60%, 50%.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, you see, this is why I was bad at gambling, just because I'm bad at numbers. But yeah, I mean, look, it's like I said, this is WB, and the way they've treated Superman post Justice League has just been this state where they just don't know what to do with him, and yet they'll announce these projects like, yeah, J.J. Abrams wanted to do like a Superman story, but that has just gone nowhere. Michael B. Jordan wants to do the Val Zod Superman, but that there hasn't been much word on that. It's just kind of a case where like the only Superman activity that we've had is either the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League video game or the Superman and Lois TV show, which you and I have not watched, so we can't really make a comment on that. Um, unlike, well, one of us can, but
But he's not here,
exactly.
thankfully, to
But
talk more about Superman and Lois.
oh yeah, more of his preaching about it. Uh, we love I love you, Mar.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, yeah. I mean, but it's like they've just put Superman in this weird state of flux, which they shouldn't, and yet studios are like, well, we have Superman, but people are like, but Henry's our Superman. Like, Henry's on cloud nine in terms of popularity right now because he's got the biggest TV show on Netflix. He's doing Argyle, and he's doing the Highlander movie. It's like, why not? Why not bring Henry back
Yeah.
and have him wear the costume again? The Rock has been wanting to do this movie with Henry forever, and I think if there's anybody who can sway the studios in making that happen, it is The Rock.
Yeah, I agree with you. But I'm also cautious. I
Mhm.
because Henry is not someone who does these cameos unless he gets his big contract, which is why he skipped Shazam. That made WB mad. Toby Emmerich was mad at him for that. That's why he never showed up in any of the other ones. And for Black Adam, also, I think it's the same type of deal. He didn't even show up for Zack Snyder in ZSJL for the additional photography.
He
So,
wasn't able to.
no, he didn't because
I I thought he wasn't able to because he was in England and it was around the time of COVID, and
so
so he
was
wasn't able to.
Ezra Miller.
That is true, and they filmed his stuff in on the set.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
So for
that's
for
true.
Henry to actually show up in that movie, he would have needed a new contract. So that is why he's not doing this cameos because he wants the new contract. He wants more money and he wants that solo movie. Unless he doesn't get that, I think he's not gonna do any cameos. But
Hmm.
Black Adam is still ways away, months away, and you you have the new, chief in here. You have David Zaslav, and the new DC head will probably be announced soon. And the contract could be in the works as we speak as well. So, with that, keeping that in mind, my hopeful answer would probably be yes. He might be in there. I would love that because that's something I want more than anything. Like um I want the DCU to have Superman back in the forefront, and I want him to be Henry Cavill, not a faceless cameo. No more shadows. I hate that shit. Um, I want him back, and I also want that solo Superman movie he wants. Like, it's pretty good idea. I think that will make a lot of the audience get invested in him again. I think he needs that solo movie to have focus on his character again, rather than getting involved in Justice League and world-ending fights and stuff like that. A movie where the focus is just him and Lois and simpler stuff would probably benefit the character a lot. And I wouldn't mind if it's a little bit lighter than Man of Steel. But it shouldn't be too funny or too cheesy and stuff like that.
No, not at all. I mean, look, I think if you want to go for that more, symbol of hope, Superman ish, more will lean more into that optimism. Then yeah, it should be a little lighter than Man of Steel, but it shouldn't be a fucking comedy.
Yeah.
Like I look at kind of like the X-Men films is like that right tone that needs to be. Because X-Men films, they have dark moments, but also they have some very fun, light moments in those films too. Like you
Yep.
don't feel like you're watching an overly dark film or a comedy. So I think you got to hit that Goldilocks zone. I think in terms of tones, which I think fits Superman.
Which I think Henry Cavill will do because
Mm-hmm.
part of what he is probably negotiating is picking the director and having some say in the story and stuff like that. So I think he is doing the right thing by asking these stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
also I think he should kind of meet them in the middle ground. Both of them should, and sign that fucking contract that should have been signed in 2017. The
I
further you're
agree.
delaying it, the further you're making it impossible. So I just hope they do that and start with Black Adam. Put him in the post-credit scene. It's just easy. Don't don't waste that opportunity.
I completely agree. It is the movie that everybody wants. Everybody wants to see Shazam and Superman fight Black Adam.
Not a single person that Rock has quoted um, was about Shazam versus Black Adam. Nobody cares about that shit. Shazam is tiny in front of Black Adam.
Exactly. Exactly. It's why people want Shazam and Superman to do it.
Yeah,
Makes more sense.
exactly. So yeah, I hope he's in there. But this was, I'm not gonna lie, as a big cynic for the DCU, stuff. I am definitely cynic in the sense that cameos and stuff like that happening. I cannot lie. This kind of made me hopeful because it is the most direct you can get without saying it. So yeah, I hope it's in there.